Denmark and Norway are so similar. So perhaps that's why all the differences stand out so much. Hi guys, I'm Anna, a travel vlogger who spent more than 3 years living in Norway. And today I'm in Copenhagen. And I know we already compared several Nordic countries to each other, Norway and Iceland, Norway and Sweden. And for the first time on this channel, we're going to compare Norway and Denmark. Let's dive in. Very often people mix Denmark and Norway, and I totally understand why. Even Danes confirm to me that probably Norwegians are people. They're the most alike. Yes, they share a long history together. For centuries, Norway was a part of Denmark, and on top of that, they both, Norwegians and Danes, mostly understand each other's languages. The cross flags look alike, and these both Scandinavian society structures as well as welfare systems are pretty much the same. But some other differences between these two Scandinavian countries are huge. Number one, and I would say quite a big one, alcohol culture. Denmark has much more relaxed relationship to alcohol, whereas the approach to alcohol in Norway is way more strict. You can easily buy hard liquor, spirits, wines or beers in any kiosk or any supermarket here in Denmark, as the freedom to drink is a big part of Danish culture. During summer months, the Danes sitting in the parks or in the harbor enjoying alcohol. Danes are also a massive fans of beer, and they're usually so willing to share their appreciation with others. As you might know from my previous videos, in Norway the state has a monopoly on selling alcohol, and its selling is limited to a government-owned shop called Vinmonopolet. In Norway, drinking alcohol is not allowed in public places, and if you don't obey this rule, you might end up getting a fine. Also, tap beer costs about $5 here in Denmark, while you have to pay an overwhelming $14 in Norway for the same amount of beer. And it's super Danish to point out how expensive it is to purchase any alcoholic drink in Norway. Number two, and use of nature. Compared to Norway, Denmark is as flat as a pancake. Norway has mountains, big national parks and lots of opportunities for hiking and skiing. Norwegians are much better than Danes to use their nature all year round. I would call them much more outdoorsy, as they're so used to unpredictable weather conditions and wild nature. When I just moved to Norway and I was taking my first ever attempts to go hiking, I can remember myself being absolutely out of breath after 15 or 20 minutes. And I was really shocked when I was overtaken by Norwegians with small kids and the dogs heading smoothly all the way up to the steepy mountains. It is super common in Norway to see Norwegians with little babies sitting in their backpacks. And for the Danes who are more familiar with sandy beaches, this is a very rare sign. Number three, and always be careful on a bicycle. Danes love bicycling. It's clearly their favorite way of transportation. Clearly favorite way. And of course, this is much easier when in a flat country like Denmark. It is both safe and easy to get around the country by bicycle. I always thought it's going to be equivalent easy to get around Oslo also by bike. It seemed to be quite flat, especially in the city center. So once I tried to bicycle in Oslo, and I was absolutely terrified. All of a sudden, the bicycle line just stopped, and I was literally zigzagging to avoid hitting pedestrians, people on scooters, myself being hit by a car. My God, they're super fast here. I have no idea how they do this. So in Norway, most probably you will have to share the road with other types of traffic, and those are not always familiar with the bicycles in traffic. Next, and Danish and Norwegian traditions. Norwegians do take their traditions much more seriously compared to Denmark. A good example would be a celebration of Norwegian Constitution Day, the 17th of May. It's a public holiday when all the Norwegians are dressed up in a national costume. Buna, that cost a fortune, by the way. In Denmark, national costumes are not for anything rather than folk dancing. Danes will consider you silly if you decide to appear at any party dressed in that outfit. On that special day, the 17th of May, in Norway, people celebrating it with music and parade all over the country. And they wave Norwegian flags pretty much everywhere, even on mountain peaks. For Norwegians, the 17th of May is bigger than Christmas, New Year's Eve and Easter all together. Whatever I've never heard about any celebration of Constitution Day here in Denmark. I don't think it's even a public holiday. You're not supposed to dress up here, and it doesn't seem like a big celebration. Guys, if you're watching me from Denmark, and if I'm wrong, and you do celebrate your Constitution Day, please let me know in the comments down below how you usually do this. Next, and quality of food. Well, the quality of food in Norway is not that great. Sorry, Norway, no offense, you know I love you. In Denmark, the selection of food is much wider, and you definitely have a much bigger and more affordable selection. Norwegians don't like wasting time on unnecessary things. That's why in Norway they prefer quick meals. And sometimes it appears to me that Norwegians are eating because they have to. I was really surprised when I went for my first ever grocery shopping in Norway. The wide selection of pizzas, fast meals and tacos looked enormous. However, a great thing about Norway is an amazing selection of fish. I can't see the same in Denmark, no matter how hard I'm trying to find it. Even though Denmark is surrounded by the sea, Danes simply don't eat that much fish. And the variety of fish they eat tends to be on the sad side. And both nations, Norwegians and Danes, are such pølse lovers. Pølse means hot dog in local language, and I see these hot dog places, similar to that one, in every single corner of Copenhagen. Whenever I go, I see one of those. I haven't tried it yet. Shall I? Shall we try it once? This is definitely one of my most favorite spots in Copenhagen, next to the canal, with all these amazing places over there. So maybe tomorrow, when I'm filming one day in Copenhagen, I will take you there for lunch. I hope you like this idea. What I'm telling you, like all around, another one. Right away, right behind me, another pølse. It's going to be really sad if I suddenly drop my camera over there. The spot is amazing. So let's try not to drop my camera. Last but far not least, avoid chit-chat. Danish people are well known for their open, direct style of communication. I'm really worried about my camera. Danes tend to not lie, not make any excuses for why they say things. This can cause some problems, as predominantly Norwegians are really cautious about what they say or what they do. Norwegians are definitely much more reserved, and they look much happier when they can avoid chit-chatting. For example, it's not always, close to never, you will get a high back when you say hello to a Norwegian in the lift. Well, it's a stupid idea to start with, to say hello to any Norwegian in the lift. And it feels so awkward when you need to share that lift with other people for 5 floors. Even though sometimes Norwegians and Danes misunderstand each other, they are still like siblings. They love to compare and measure things up against each other, and they really love to tease each other. With all these differences in their languages and culture, I really feel like getting one of those. Okay, let me have a second thought, maybe tomorrow. Thank you so much guys for watching my next one from Denmark. I hope you enjoyed this one too. Please let me know in the comments down below what you think. Which country is your favorite, Norway or Denmark? Please let me know in the comments. And as our tradition goes, I will see you next week guys. Stay safe, be happy, and you know, I love you so much. Jeg elsker deg. Bye guys, see you next week. Bye. I guess I cannot pet that one. I'm not allowed to pet it. No. It's so cool.